Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Drew's Food Reviews. Today I've got another episode of Classic Candy Corner. I found this one over at a place called Old Time Candy, and they had stuff over there for about a buck and a half for some of them. Some of them are old classics, some of them are returning, some of them haven't been around for a little while. They brought back a lot of old classics. Now this one I think is mostly an East Coast one. I don't really see it over here all that often. I know this was an old time. I know Pearson's done a lot of different candies and chocolates and whatnot. And this one, I don't believe I've ever tried this. So it's gonna be new on me. I've tried similar things. And this is called Pearson's Nut Goodie Maple. Now I have tried one called the Bun Bar, which is I think kind of similar to it. They have one big cherry mashed, but that's cherry centered. This is kind of like it says it's milk chocolate, roasted peanuts, and maple nougat. So, I don't know, kind of like a Baby Ruth or some of these other bars, but it is in a little, they had another one, Goo Cluster. That was the other one. This must be East Coast. Where does it say? Pearson's Candy, St. Paul, Minnesota. Yeah. Minnesota. Yes, Minnesota. Gluten-free. And it just says, what is it? Oh, hiding. $2.40. $2.40 for the whole thing. So under the flap. All right. I'm gonna give this a try. First time for me. I don't know that I've ever. It's got to be East Coast. They don't make it out to the West Coast. I've never seen this in a store here. Maybe an old-time classic candy store you could find it. Kind of like the Reggie bar, I think, a little bit, but that only had caramel. And this is like, like a Goo Goo Cluster or a turtle. That's the other thing. The caramel turtles. And it just has it's a big patty of maple nougat and roasted peanuts and milk chocolate. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. I could taste that maple, kind of very sweet, mapley. A little more. It's a little bit tough. Not super liquidy. Roasted peanuts, I could taste that. The chocolate, chocolate's a little strange. It's kind of like a little bit grainy, not real super smooth. It does remind me kind of like a Palmer or a Russell Stover kind of a chocolate. The peanuts are okay. They're definitely roasted, not very salted. Mostly tasting the sweet of that maple and that chocolate. Very, very heavy on that milk chocolate. It's got a little bit of an aftertaste. Like I said, it is comparable to a Bun Bar or Goo Goo Cluster type of thing. And with the maple. Now, I don't know if they had another flavor, like a regular one, caramel or vanilla maybe. But that maple filling's very, very sweet. It does remind me of the old Brock's used to have the bonbons, and they were chocolate, and then they had in there the maple, vanilla, caramel, chocolate, a kind of nougat thing. And I remember the maple being very, very sweet. Heavy on that maple syrup, and then they had all the other ones, but it's not bad. I've had other ones that are a little bit better. Although, like I said, this is mostly going to be your East Coast variety because I don't think they really ship them out this way. I know that in the summertime they will not ship any kind of chocolate because it won't make the trip. It melts. So you mostly find these East Coast or Midwest. And I've heard of in weird places like Tractor Supply stores and feed stores and stuff, I guess, the people that go there and get all that stuff, and then they can get, go to the checkout aisle. I know that was a lot of times like at the electronic stores. They used to have the big time electronics for Fry's Electronics, and they had a big long line, and all along the line they would have a impulse buy. And it was the old stuff like Mallow cups and chunky bars and all that kind of thing. And while you're waiting in line, hands would wander. You pick up, whatever chocolate or bags of goodies or knickknacks or little, earbuds, cheapo earbuds that break up in a minute. And they counted on that, having to wait in line and just, go through all this stuff. All kinds of candies, chips, drinks, whatever. I guess they figured you're in line, you're in for a long haul, you get thirsty, you start drinking a drink, and by the time you get to the register, the drink's gone and you have to pay for it. But Nut Goodie, it's okay. A little heavy on the maple. So, but if you grew up on this kind of thing, maybe you're from the Midwest or East Coast, more common to you. Some of the things that we have on the West Coast, maybe they don't ship them out there as well. But if you have seen Nut Goodies, or you grew up with them, or you remember them, leave a comment down below and let me know if you remember this, or if you had any kind of exclusive candy that you haven't had in a long time, and I'll see if I can find it. Some of them are a little bit tough, and some of them have been discontinued, but I will keep my eyes open. And like I said, look online, look on the online stores, the classic candies, look in some of the other mom and pop stores, also a lot of things like Big Lots and stuff that have closeout things, maybe old stock that they wanted to get rid of. Every once in a while you will see some classic candies. Interesting to try the Nut Goodie and compare it to some of the other ones. And yeah, always on the lookout for something new. So go to the old time candy, go to some of the classic ones, nostalgic candy. There's one economy candy. There's a whole lot of different ones online. They're always having old style candy, old time candy, and classics. So if you want to kind of have a flashback to your childhood, see if you could find something you grew up with and give it a try again. And some of it's not too bad. I mean, it's affordable, and once you taste it and you bring back the memories of those flavors and you remember what it was like to be a kid. So there you go, guys. There's another Nut Goodie for you. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the notification bell over here. That way you won't miss any future content. Or if I go live, you won't miss the fun. So until next time on Drew's Food Reviews, when I'll be trying something classic for you. I'm going to put this up in the freezer so it won't melt. So until next time, I'll talk to you later.